With any question of this type, it is very tempting to try and brute force our way through it, but there is a much better way of doing it, a cleaner way that will work every time, so long as we take care to put the information in the right place. Any question of this type will be set out fairly similarly. You will generally have two groups of people, boys and girls, men and women, year 7s and year 8s, adults and children, something like that, and then three categories that they've been split into. In this case, the three methods of transport: walk, bike and car. You'll then be given a selection of bits of numerical information. You'll be told how many people there are in total, and you'll be told certain key facts along the way. The idea being that you've got to use those key facts to reach another piece of information that isn't known. Now again, it is possible to do it in a very brute force way, and I have seen people do it. It is possible to do, but not everybody thinks in that kind of way. It would be easier if we could organise the information a bit more neatly. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a table, and our table is always basically going to look the same. We're going to first of all take note of the two different groups of people, in this case boys and girls. So we're going to have a row for boys and we're going to have a row for girls here. And then we're going to have a column for walk, a column for bike and a column for car. All well and good so far. The idea being that by the time we've finished filling in the table, the number of boys who walk will be here, the number of boys who go by bike will be here, the number of boys who go by car will be here, and so on. We need to take account of the fact that there are totals of these, total numbers of boys, total numbers of girls, total numbers of students who walk, etc. So we're going to add in some total columns as well. I'm going to double line those just to separate them off. So total there, and one underneath for total here. Now I've got my basic table set up, I'm going to start filling in the information, and I'm going to go through the lines in the question one at a time. So the first line in the question, 49 of the 100 students are girls. There are two pieces of information we can fill in the table there. We know how many students there are in total. There are 100 students in total. So the total of all the students, that's this box down here, because that's the total of everything, should be 100. And that line also told us that 49 of the 100 students are girls. So the total for the girls, this one here, will be 49. Now I'm not going to fill anything else in yet. You might start noticing what you could do with this table, and you might be starting to see where this is going to go. Don't start working stuff out yet. Just fill in the information that's in the table. Keep things nice and organised. So the second line in the question, the second fact we're given, 10 of the girls came by car. So girls who came by car, girls who came by car is 10. 10 of the girls came by car. 16 boys walked, so boys who walked, 16. 21 of the 41 students who came by bike are boys. So there were 41 students who came by bike, so the total for the bike is 41, and 21 of those 41 were boys. We have filled in all the information from the question now. So now we've filled in the table with everything that we know, we can start filling in the other empty boxes in the table. It doesn't really matter where you start, it should all work out nicely in the end. I'm going to notice that there are 100 students in total. If there are 100 students in total and 49 of them are girls, the rest must have been boys. So 100, take away the 49, leaves me with 51 boys in total. If there are 51 boys in total, I could look along the rest of the boys row. Well, there are 20, 30, 37, 21 and 16, 31, 37 in total. 51 boys altogether, 37 of them accounted for here, which means the number of boys who come by car must be 51. Take away the 37 is 14. 14 boys who come by car and 10 girls who come by car. So the total number of students who come by car must be 14 plus the 10 is 24. If 21 boys come by bike and there are 41 students coming by bike in total, the number of girls who come by bike must be 41 less the 21 is 20. Perhaps I could look here at the row for the girls. 49 girls in total, 30 of them accounted for by bike and car. So there must be another 49 less 30 is 19 girls who walked. 19 plus the 16 will give me the total number of students who walk. 19 plus 16, well 19 plus 10 is 29. Add the other 6, 35. So I'm going to put 35 down there. Final thing, we should probably check along here if these three totals add up to 100. We're probably okay because we've not really focused on those too much. Well, 30, 40 and 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, plus the 5 is 95, 96, 100. Everything works nicely. The advantage of doing it in the table, if the whole table works and everything is filled in correctly, all of the numbers should add up, and you'll know they're correct because all of the numbers will add up. If the numbers don't add up, your table's not right. Final thing we need to do, we need to look back at the question and we need to see which of these pieces of information we need to pull out for our final answer. The question said, work out the total number of students who walked to school. The total number of students who walked to school is this one here, so our answer to that question will be 35. Notice that this question is set up in a very similar way. We've got two groups of people, boys and girls, and then we've got three distinct categories that they fall into: biology, chemistry and physics. Any of these questions we're going to draw a table for, we're going to transfer the information that's in the question into the table, then we're going to finish filling in the table, and then we're going to pick out the single fact that we need to answer the question. So we've got our two different groups of people, boys and girls, and we're going to need a total as well. And then across the top we've got biology, chemistry and physics plus a total. Draw our table, make sure the full table is finished before we start filling anything in. And then we're going to go through the information in the question and transfer it into our table. Before we start working anything out, we're going to make sure that we put all of the information in the right place. Janice asks 100 students if they like biology or chemistry or physics best. There are 100 students in total, so we can put that down there in the total box at the bottom. 38 of the students are girls, so we can fill in the 38 there for the total for the girls. 21 of these girls like biology best. So 21 girls like biology. 18 boys like physics best. So 18 boys like physics best. 7 out of the 23 students who like chemistry best are girls. So the 23 students who like chemistry best, and 7 of them are girls. Now we've filled in the table, we can start filling in the missing boxes before we then pick out the one key fact that we need. So I'm going to start here on the girls row. It doesn't really matter where you start wherever you spot there being something you can fill in, but I'm going to try and fill this one in first. So we've got 38 girls in total, 21 of them like biology, 7 of them like chemistry, that's 28, which means there must be another 38 less 28 is 10 girls who like physics best. If there are 18 boys who like physics and 10 girls who like physics, that's 28 students who like physics best in total. I might look at the Let's fill in this one here for the boys then. Well, if there's 38 boys and there's 100 students in total, well, that must be 62 boys there. 38 girls, 100 students in total, 62 boys. Boys who like chemistry? Well, if there's 23 students who like chemistry and 7 of them are girls, that's 23 less the 7 is 16 boys who like chemistry. (16 plus the 18), well, that's 28 plus the 6 is 34. We need to get up to 62. 34 up to 62 will be 28, so we can put 28 in that box there. 28 boys liking biology, 21 girls liking biology, that's 49, so we can put 49 in there. If these numbers along the bottom add up to 100, then we're probably fine. So 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 89, 90, 91, 92, plus the 8 does get us to 100. If every number in the table adds up correctly, which it does, then our table must be right. So the only thing we need to do, we need to look back at the question, see which piece of information it is that we're supposed to be picking out, and then pick it out. The question said, work out the number of students who like biology best. The number of students who like biology best is this one, so our final answer is going to be 49.